some things are just so esoteric. Well, I don't even like looking at this thing. What can I do? Okay, this is 15 years old, and I'm not making excuses for it. This, I would dare to really do an operation to try to stop it, because what comes out of here is not actually blood. It's the lymphatic glands are different, like when the lymphatic substance dries, it's like crystalline. It's not, like blood. And that's what's happening here. So it bothers me, of course, and it doesn't look good. But what if I stopped it? It wouldn't be draining whatever it's supposed to drain, right? So it is doing a function. It's draining from the lymphatic glands. Something has to come out. So it's coming out through there. Some people have them come out through the tears. Some people have them come out through the back. There's so many ways to get, the lymphatic glands. I even do all the things, like you rub and you try to make it go down to other glands of the lymph nodes, so it's, eliminated in that, whatever way. So I was just seeing the body, my body. It's literally impossible to purify. Literally impossible to purify. So I've always liked to do deity worship, and it's just like part of life for me and everything. But sometimes I would touch the deity, and I'd see my hand on the deity, and I would remember all the things that were not so devotional that these hands have done, and it's collected on them. And I would just like go, oh my gosh, here I'm like daring to touch you. You're a deity, and I am. If one would look at it and see the structure of my body, read the face, read why the nose is like that, ears and that, they would come up with, a lot of sinful activities. The whole construction of the body, sinful activities. That brings up something too. Well, Prabhupada, the big scientist in ISKCON, Bhakti Swarup Damodar and others, they were saying that some species are becoming extinct. Prabhupada said impossible. I said, no, Prabhupada, they are becoming extinct. They're no longer existing. Prabhupada said impossible. And then they asked, for an explanation. He says the different species are categorized by the evolution of the consciousness. And so from being a very conditioned soul to be a liberated soul, that whole line of consciousness, that is deciding which species is going to manifest from you. So my line of consciousness has manifested my species. It can't be dissolved. It can't disappear, because it's like a continuous line from the most degraded all the way up to the liberated. And so it's seen in that way, that there's no extinction of any species. It's just that level of consciousness is not around. That's it. So being that true, my level of consciousness, before I was devotee and everything, has made this body in a certain way. It has structured this body in a certain way. So I can purify myself up to a point, not more than that. I can purify myself up to a point. Because my body, as Gorgovinda Maharaj says, my body can't contain Prem. Your body has to be made of camphor, sandalwood. Now he's not saying that, the pure devotee's body. No, but the substance that makes and the way that camphor, sandalwood, and everything, they're cooling, they're nice, they can contain a pure devotee's soul. They can contain the pure devotee's soul. So his body that emanates from him is like camphor and sandalwood and other cooling substances. So the yogis, they'll sit and meditate and everything, and they can burn up their body. I forget how many millions of matches lit all at once. If the yogi comes to that point, he can burn his body to ashes, just by that purification. But that's not practical for me. Why would I want to do that and then not be able to serve? So my request to Krishna, purify me, but not too much. Because you'll have to get rid of some pieces here. Because, some pieces aren't going to go along with the purification. And I won't be able to serve you. So let my anarthas, let the manifestation of my anarthas continue, and let me serve Krishna. And I'm willing to accept that, in this body, I'm not going to just be able to go back to the spiritual world. In this body, I will have to give it up. But, let's wait until that time has come. Let me serve you, even in this contaminated body. Right? Even in this contaminated body. Let me serve God. It has been manifested, and a person that does know how to read the body of the human being and tell him what activities he did wrong and what activities he did right and everything. Looking at me, he would collapse. He would faint with everything that I've done. And how I'm still alive, Yeah. So, purify me, Krishna. But purify me in such a way that I can still serve you in a normal, easy way. And I'm not anxious to, and I'm not angry at my senses if they're, if they're dragging me this way or that way. I'm not angry at them. They can't stop. They were made in a certain, they're like a railroad train. They're on a track, and that's it. You'd have to derail them. There would have to be so much of an adjustment and everything. So for me, let things go on as they can go on. Let me just serve Krishna. Yeah. There's some things that we just can't, we can't stop them. And if you buy an old car and everything that looks all raggedy and everything, and that's all you can buy, then you're going to drive it around, although it gives so much trouble. In the same way, I'm just going to hang on and go through life with this body and all the anomalies that come up in this body. But I'm going to be aware that, you know, what I am, I can't say encaged. Sounds like, you know, I got thrown in jail or something. But I may not be able to come out of this body so easily, but it certainly has given me, it has worked very good. Over the years, it has worked very good. I mean, 78-year-old, it's we're top class. You know, I can walk fast for about 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers. I can walk fast without any trouble at all. So leave it as it is. And if I have some sinful desires, activities, and this, that, and the other that are unable to be hidden away, scrapped, you know, pushed. What can I say? They've been with me. What can I say? Hold me accountable? They've been with me. They helped me out in my life and everything. They've been with me. They have accompanied me. They've probably done as best they can. Yeah, but as best they can, they've helped me out. In other words, you know, don't all of a sudden think, oh, I'm going to chant the Hare Krishna, I'm going to pure from my whole body, and my whole body is just going to turn into nectar. I don't think so. I don't think so. Even the impossible is possible. Impossible is a word in the word in the dictionary of a fool. That's what Prabhupada says. So everything's possible. But is it really going to happen to me? Do I have that strong desire? Yeah. You have to have a real strong desire, strong will to do such a thing. Yeah. Very hard to change. I was standing on the stairs in the Henry Street Temple. I think it was called on 450 or 430 Henry Street in New York. I was standing on the stairs. And right after, you know, a Friday afternoon, I jump out of my Navy clothes and put on some civilian clothes, run to the bus, and go from Norfolk, Virginia, almost at Virginia Beach. I go from Norfolk, Virginia, all the way up to New York City just to see Prabhupada. As many times as he was there. So I was standing on the stairs, and as I was standing there, all of a sudden, Srila Prabhupada on the Vyasa-san giving a class. From the stairs, I could see Prabhupada. I couldn't see Radha Govinda from the stairs. So Srila Prabhupada says, after you're 24 years old, it's very hard for an old dog to learn new tricks. And I was 24 years old. So I said, oh my God, you know, I'm trying to see how much, advantage I have to become a devotee like him. And he's already saying that after you're 24, the old dog can't be trained so easy. Well, of course, a little bit of help. Shamarani passed by with a Prabhupada on his Vyasasthani. He took some oranges and sucked on the oranges, and it was there, and Shamarani gave me a part of that orange. And I didn't know. I was thinking, oh, why'd you give me this empty orange? Right? Well, so I'm just bringing it up. Don't feel or don't be depressed with the thoughts and everything that come out of the body without you even wanting them to, and the pushings that are pushing you around so much. They ain't going to change. They may, in some time become more controlled and everything. But they're a matrix of your body. I'm made of it. I'm made of it. And I'm going to go, I can't, be superior to it. I can't be out of it, I'm in it. But I have to be very grateful for at least this body has served Srila Prabhupada for so many years, and Bhaktivedanta and Narayan Maharaj. So I'm grateful to it, I'm not depressed and I can't do it or anything like no. I'll grab my beads. What is it? 420. I can grab those beads, and because I was active this morning, a lot active this morning, I didn't even touch my beads. And many times I don't walk out of the room until I have 32 done. And today I had to do something, so I can grab those beads and just chant until the night without pushing, without even pushing. So that is like a great relief. So if that much of the sins are out of this body, I'm feeling great relief. Krishna, thank you very much. At least I can sit and chant. I can sit and chant and shut off the world. Yeah, I can sit and chant, shut everything down. Well, the easiest way to shut off the world is you reschedule it. People with procrastination, they're always rescheduling and rescheduling. So that becomes a disease, and it just mounts and mounts and mounts and mounts, and you never get relief from all that. So that's not the rescheduling I'm talking about. Avoiding, not looking at the thing and right straight in the eye or something like that. No, if my body desires something, I give it a time that it can have it. This is my time for this, and that's it. And anything else, reschedule. Put it aside. Yeah. So I think I better get to it too, before Krishna reschedules me. Yeah. Whatever, okay. Hope I don't. The point is, you cannot physically change this body into a pure devotee's body. Haridas Thakur's stool smelled like roses. when Srila Prabhupada did pass away and some urine was in the kalpan, they said it was so wonderful smelling. So wonderful smelling. His body pure. So look at the construction of his body. Look at the construction of my body. Underarms smell. Backside smells. So many parts of my body give off horrible smells. And here, Srila Prabhupada's, even his urine permeates the whole room and gives such a wonderful smell. Now, definitely, my body is not a pure devotee's body. But I'm not going to negate the fact that my body, to some extent, has been purified. Yeah, to some extent, this body has been purified. And to that extent, I can extend myself to others and say that I can help you out to that extent that my body has been purified. So I think I better get to my Harinam. I was just, seeing a short where Srila Prabhupada is, Srila Prabhupada's humility is just like automatic. Not to think about it. But he's talking to some people in the West, maybe some reporters, and he was talking about cleanliness and how to keep clean. And he was pointing out that taking a bath, 3 times a day is a Indian gentleman, habit. And he says an Indian gentleman, and he is the Indian gentleman. He says he'll bathe himself in the morning, right? Then he will bathe himself before taking lunch. And then again, he will bathe himself before going to sleep. And if somebody were to look it up and everything, they'd see scientifically that you should do that. Because the body has to readjust. And when you put water on it and everything, and you take away so many things of the work that you had been doing from morning until noon, it just goes down the drain, and it's relaxing, and it helps digestion, and it's scientific. It's scientific. The person should bathe. And if he doesn't bathe, what it is there's this heavy anxiety to eat. You feel like, you have to gouge everything. Just like you're over anxious, and you'll overeat. But if you bathe, relax, and eat, you'll eat according to what you should, without forcing it. You'll eat according to what you should. And then even after that, he didn't mention in the short, but the Indian gentleman, he'll wash his feet. Now, you could say, okay, washed his feet because he might have stepped in the prasadam because they eat on the floor and this, that, and the other, and give so many excuses, And then we hear it in the Bhagavatam that Kasyapa's wife, Diti, she didn't wash her hands, but actually the The word is she didn't wash her feet. And then even if you go a little bit further, it's not just feet, it's the leg. And if one examines it, this part of the leg has to do with the digestive system. Your organs are affected here. Your digestion organs are affected here. So actually, it's very scientific. It's not that you're just cleaning, but you're helping direct the energy of the digestive system. I'm washing my leg to help my digestion. The same way. Bathing in the morning, bathing at noon, bathing at night. But the point that I was getting at is all of a sudden when Prabhupada presented all this in like a real humble mood, because he's an Indian gentleman. He's a topmost Indian gentleman. And he just calmly said, I'm bathing once. You get the feeling like, my God, Prabhupada, you're old, you don't have to worry about it. But he says, I'm bathing once. He's admitting, he can't bathe. Of course, he does say because he had a heart attack, not just one, but he couldn't bathe anymore. But in such a humble manner. So according to Hari Bhakti Vilas, Pancharatrika, and everything, it may be considered that, he's doing a fire sacrifice and he's only bathed once. He's given initiation and he only bathed once. He's installing some deities and he's only bathed once. Can you understand? The rules and regulations presented in the Shastras by the great saints and sages, they aren't just something black and white and restrained within some language. They're living. They know the condition of the person. We may see them just as black and white and limited to some black and white letters, which makes it a strict aparad if you don't do something. But they're not. They're living. They're living and they can correspond to the condition of the living entity. And I would say they can correspond to the condition of a living entity if it's in the man's body, or if it's in the woman's body. They can correspond. So that is not giving a liberal view that you can just do whatever you want to because I feel good or something like that. But also you should understand that the Shastras are living. They're not just confined to some letters. They're actually living. And they are very personal. Their energy is very personally coming to the person. They aren't some impersonal stamp by some printing press, or some sage's pen. They're not something like that. They're actually coming with personal, very personal, the highest person, because it's the soul that they're trying to bring to us. They're trying to bring us to the soul's platform. So it's very personal, not just little personal. Yeah. So when using, I got this quote from this Shastra and I got this quote from this Shastra, you have to take in consideration so many things, especially if you're pushing a point, especially if it's disrupting somebody else's service. Should be kept in mind. Yeah. And, I'm in this level of consciousness. Very hard for me to jump out of this level of consciousness into another level of consciousness. I just restrain myself and accept. The only way I'm going to jump into a higher level of consciousness, I got to burn this body. So, being that it's friendly to me and loving to me, just leave it as it is. If it gives me some inclination that it shouldn't, what can I do, Okay, I just thought I'd bring that up. Prabhupada's humility is incredible. I could only bathe once. Yeah. Yeah. I can bathe 100 times and never be clean like he is. Okay, let's stop this.